Hi, Ilwad. How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm fine too, thank you. Have you been to Istanbul before?
I've been to Istanbul many times. It's a city I pass through quite often, but I've never experienced Istanbul the way I did this time around.
Did you have the opportunity to tour when you came before?
All the times I've been in Istanbul, I have not had a chance to tour. It's a city with a population of, I think, more than 30 million people. There's a lot of different things happening, but without the right guide, it's very difficult to navigate. So I have never been to Istanbul for a touring purposes. I've never toured Istanbul before, despite having been in the city on numerous occasions. It is quite an overwhelming place. There's a lot to see. There's more than 30 million people here. And I didn't expect to be seeing so much of the city for this visit, which was supposed to be for health. So this was the first time that I got to see a lot of the culture.
What was your experience like traveling with EBRT?
So like I've said, I've been to Istanbul on numerous occasions before, but my experience was always very limited. And that was for several reasons. One being that it's quite overwhelming. I'd be here for short periods of time with a very specific program. And when I would try to navigate the many different services that are available in this huge city, it's challenging. There's a language barrier. It's very busy. And there's a lot of barriers to accessing the information I was looking for. So this time around, it was much easier. My experience traveling with EVR Health Tourism Agency really facilitated a lot of opportunities that I didn't even know were possible in the city. From the airport pickup to helping me find suitable accommodation that fit in my price budget, but also put me right in the heart of the city where services that I gained from the EVR Health Tourism Agency that I did not have access to myself before.
Why did you choose Istanbul for health support?
I chose Turkey for health support because, like many people in the world today, I'm very nomadic. I travel a lot. I therefore don't have a general doctor that I see consistently. For my work, when I'm in Africa, there's often poor health infrastructure. When I'm in Canada, where there is free healthcare, it takes ages just to find a specialist or to even have an appointment to get a consultation. When I'm in Europe or in America, the costs for healthcare are just excruciatingly high. So Turkey is the ideal location for anyone really for health services because it's affordable, it's fast and accessible, and there's quality high care health services that are available. And I chose to come to Istanbul for all of those reasons.
So how did you find us?
Well, Turkey has positioned itself as the hub for health tourism. And with one simple Google search, it can get very overwhelming. And it's marketed as a place where you can find one-stop shop health facilities, where you can find dental care, where you can find cosmetic surgery, where you can find gynecology. And I was searching deeply for a facility to get that type of support. But it was very challenging. And as I did my due diligence, as any person in search of healthcare does, I found overwhelmingly positive reviews of Dr. Ibru. And after a very deep dive on Yelp and Google, I found that there were a lot of positive and satisfied patients. And that luckily led me to Dr. Ibru herself and the agency. And one of my biggest worries was, how was I going to find support that was tailored to the catalog of needs that I had, whether it was dentistry, whether it was general healthcare, whether it was gynecology. And what Dr. Ibru did was find the right doctors scattered all across the city just to give me a customized care while I was in Istanbul. And that exceeded my expectations, where I thought I'd be going to a one-stop shop where I'd get all of my services. So I found Dr. Ibru and the team at the EVR Health Tourism Agency by chance. And it's a pleasure for me to give this testimony so that you don't have to do the research that I did.
Thank you. What would you like to say about the EBRT?
What I would like to say about the EVR team, from my experience, is that everyone on the team made me feel very safe. I felt very aware of every step that we were taking throughout the duration of my stay. I felt that there was a lot of intention of maximizing my time in Istanbul. So making sure that my appointments were lined up and that I also had time to explore and see the city in a way that I never had before. I felt safe, and as a solo woman traveling in arguably a vulnerable position in search of health, to feel safe through the EBR Health Tourism Agency is something that is invaluable. I felt that there was a very high level attention to detail, and the team overall ended up feeling like friends. And I think when anyone is searching for healthcare, not only are you putting trust into strangers to be able to say they're your friends after you leave, it's a beautiful thing.
Would you recommend EBR Health Tourism?
I would definitely recommend EBR Health Tourism Agency. And this is not a paid advertisement. This is my interest in sharing my voice and adding my voice to the catalog of people who are satisfied with their services. If you're looking for quality care, if you're looking for a safe journey and for a very curated and intentional health journey, whether it's cosmetic, whether it's dentistry, whether it's basic healthcare or traumatic health experiences, I think that you are in very safe hands with EBR Health Tourism Agency, and it's definitely a process that I would recommend to anyone. So I don't do paid advertisements on my page ever, but when something is really good, I can't keep it to myself and I can't keep it a secret. I've been in Istanbul for 2 weeks now with the lovely Dr. Ebru.
Thank you.
And I stumbled upon the EBR Health Tourism Agency after a very deep dive on Google and search reviews, because in Somalia I don't have access to quality healthcare, and I was looking for support for various things, whether it's gynecology or dentistry or even just general health. And I was so lucky to find this angel and her agency. So I want to share the good word for anyone that's in Somalia, anyone that's in Europe and America, anyone that really needs to travel to get everything done. So Dr. Ebru, I want you to share your light a little bit. You have made me feel so safe in a country I traveled to by myself as a woman, you know, having health problems, and took such good care of me. And I want to know, or I want you to share, why it's so important for you to have such a, you know, close connection with the people that you just meet that are strangers. Why do you take such good care of us?
Because it's our mission for our agency to support people's healthcare. Because we're here just to protect you from the negative influences or negative effects that can be happen during your services. That's why we're here just like a lifesaver.
One of the things, because I've been to Istanbul before when my mom had health problems, and what I found was a really big challenge is that there's one-stop shop hospitals. You have, you know, cosmetic surgery, you have dentistry, you have everything just in one building. And the people that are running you around, taking you places, you can't understand them because Turkish obviously is a predominant language. You're signing paperwork left and right. You're just paying money. And at the end, no one is actually telling you what's happening, but you're praying and hoping that you are having, you know, a good health experience. So what I really liked with what you and your team have been doing for me was literally translating every single document. I had a lot of agency and control over who we picked, different services, different pricing. And can you tell us a little bit about the difference between just a random person moving people around this industry and a doctor that actually has the same background and your network facilitating the service?
With the advantage of being in this sector, we will enable our patients to reach the branch doctor they are interested in without any effort or trial and error. As I'm a doctor, I will provide to our patients the necessary knowledge, experience, and sectoral support in medical matters.
And we were driving from the European side all the way to the Asian side just to get to the right doctor for me. And I think that's something that's invaluable. But anyway, Dr. Ibru, all of the contact information, I'm so grateful for all the good care you took of me.
I'm so grateful for you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.